What's happening, people? It's Pyro Radio. It's Monday night. The show we call Jay Fresh and Friends, with me, Jay Fresh, but it's not about me. It's all about the latest and greatest from hip-hop and grime and artists and producers doing bits as well. So I had to reach out to Birmingham, and I had to reach out to the 1 in a million rapper from Birmingham. TYNEE DUZDIS on the phone line. What's happening, man?
Come on, my guy. You good, yeah?
Yeah, really good, man. Obviously, this is a phone call, so explain to me the settings right now, because I can't see you. Where are you based right now?
Right now, I'm in my living room, you know, my guy.
Calm. Absolutely calm. Ah, wicked, wicked. So we're still in, a bit of a crazy life situation, the new normal, all of this stuff. So what for you has been the biggest challenge you've faced during this lockdown period and quarantine and all this stuff?
You know what? Lockdown's been mad. Like all of the shops and everything's just all shut down, and that. So see, when even studios and that, certain people ain't really trying to have lots of people up in their studio and stuff like that. So it's kind of harder to work. But I've got my own studio in my room. But see, when I do my music, proper music, the one in my room, I just use it for freestyles, for Instagram and that. But when I want to make proper tunes, I go to proper studios. But it's all right because I've got my own studio. That's not too far from me. But obviously, sometimes I go to other people's studio as well to get producers' feedbacks as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, man. And this is why one thing I always hammer home when I see on Twitter is I'm like, get a home setup as an artist. Even if you're just recording ideas, you can hear something in your brain at midnight and just go into your room and just do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
What would you say you've learned about yourself during this time? Because this is very different to normal. So what do you think you've learned about yourself, either personally or professionally with the music?
Yeah. In this time, the lockdown time, I've learned how to be more creative as well. You get me? And just try to make some beats on my computer and that as well, but not really too tough like that. But just trying to tap something in. I learned how to make music without even having a beat. I can make a song and with just lyrics in my head and just chop it down and then obviously get a producer to make a beat around the lyrics that I've already said. You get me? Normally I listen to a beat and then make the song, but I've learned in the lockdown time to just go off something off my own idea. You know what I mean?
That's pretty sick, man, because not everyone can do that. And you've got both angles. You can hear a beat and go, I've got a concept straight away. Or you can have the idea for the song in your head, and then you can help, especially if you've started dipping into production and ideas, you can help really shape the whole project. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
So this is the first time we've connected. So I feel it's always important to kind of take a little step back, just to learn a little bit more about your kind of history and where you've been at musically and how you got started and stuff like that. So I know that the bassline sound and the grime sound were big kind of influences to you musically.
Yeah.
Who were the kind of artists or MCs or producers in that style that were kind of you were looking up to or aspiring to and stuff like that?
Alright, so because Birmingham is basically grime from the old 13, them times there, that's when I started watching music properly on YouTube and that. So them times there I was looking up to people like Dex, man, rest in peace to him, Socks, JK, Invasion and them type of people, and just watching loads of different clashes and that, but not just Brummy, London man as well. You get me? They're the times that it was a grime beat, straight bars, and it's not really making structured tunes, you know what I mean? Just straight bars, you know what I mean? So that's what I've kind of come up from. So
because it's interesting you say that, because we're going to move on to now about your music and your new project and stuff like that, is that when it comes to your tracks are very, very catchy.
Yeah.
I know you've heard that before. And sometimes it's not easy to make tracks that are catchy. It's not easy to spit bars, but lots of people can just spit bars, but to structure that and break that down into a song, not everyone can do. And then for that song, because it is a song, to be catchy and really work. Is that something that's always come natural to you, or is it something you've had to kind of work at in the process?
No, it's basically been a natural thing because I've been doing it from when I was in school and that, so when I was young. So I had a tune called, at the time I was probably about 15, I had a tune called Almo, and that tune was like one of the most catchiest tunes come out of Birmingham at them times as well. Like, that had all the schools going mad. Obviously I was in school as well, so them times it was a lot of, you get me. But, and I made a tune when I was 14, when I was on SoundCloud. It was called My Blood, and it started getting loads of listens and that. So I done a video, and then that got over 130,000 views on it, and I was like the age of 14, 15. So, and that was because it was catchy as well, and it had bars in there as well. You get me? So it's a bit of a mixture in that. So that's it. Kind of worked from young still, the catchy thing.
So for you, what's interesting there is that because you've been like not only messing around and coming up with ideas for tracks, but actually like completing them and then putting them online, like you said, SoundCloud, you got a video shot, and you were like 14, 15, which is, you know, very young. At that time, did you have like friends around you or guidance or family members or people who were like, nah, this is a studio, this is what you do when you record? Or did you literally just have to do it all yourself and just flung it out there, and, you know, it was fully kind of independent in that respect?
Yeah. Well, it is. When I was younger, the first time I went studio now with my brethren. I went there, but obviously it's not even just that. Like, properly, obviously my dad and my people do music, so them like showed me in the studio how to do this, how to do, and help me with my recordings. You get me? Like, I made it sound proper. But so my dad basically been helping me from young, but obviously with my brethren, I just started going studio when I was younger and just putting stuff on SoundCloud as well. But also I've got the help from home. You know what I mean?
You got all the bases covered there, man.
yeah. Basically.
Oh, it's sick. And if we look into your recent music, My Oh My is the big project. So congratulations on that, bro. Is that the first like full length project you've done?
Yeah, that's the first one I've done still. Yeah.
And how did you find that process going from just singles into actually like a full body of work? Because there's like 9 tracks in there. There's lots of features. There's a lot of flavour. How did you find that whole process?
It was crazy because like I've been working at safe. Like, for example, one of the tunes what were made, for example, the one with Romsey, the girl from Niger, that tune there is, what's it called? That tune was made in 2017, but we had a different beat. But obviously because it's 2020 now, that tune didn't come out. So nobody even knew about that tune. So, but we changed up the beat now. We reproduced up the beat, made it more of a 2020 Afro flavor to it, and just put it out. People think it's me, you get me? So I've been working on it. Like, it's been singles, but I put a lot of them together. So basically, it's like there was more than 19 tracks all together on the EP. But obviously, you can't make an EP 19 tracks. You know what I mean? Mad. So narrow it down to about 9 with like some of the strongest ones. So still got a lot of more bangers gonna come through because some tunes didn't make it to the EP. You know what I mean? But yeah.
So I mean, when you look at the EP, like, so there's 9 tracks. And obviously you've gone into older records and like reworked them, and then there's brand new ones, and that's the kind of mixture. When it come to like actually, like you said, cutting it from 19 or so to 9, and then the running order. Like back in the day, bands, DJs, like MCs, rappers, whatever, would put so much time into the running order because people would like stick a CD on or something and then like listen all the way through the whole thing. Whereas now, people like, they can click, they like that, they like, can move quickly. So how did was that like a big thing you thought about how the EP would be laid out?
Yeah. So I've got my computer as well. So before the EP came, I had all the tracks together and I put them in order, like from 1 to 19, 1 to 9. And then I was like, so which one works? Well, obviously I've already got an intro. So that one was the Wine and Bubble tune. So that was automatically going as number 1 because that's the intro. Yeah. And then, so I'm thinking that's a wavy vibe. The beats are wavy. So let me keep it on that vibe then. So then the next track was the Raw Raw. So that's a jumpy, wavy tune as well. So in the EP, I've had about 4 wavy tunes at the start, and then I've kind of slowed it down to some real rap. Like, not even real, it was like it's this tune called Change Now, and it's about like best friends changing, fake friends and everything. So you get me? That's when the vibes are kind of slowing down, but it's still wavy. And then I brought from the wavy vibe, I brought it down to like a more listening vibe for the listeners. And then you get me? and I gone down on the outro, gone with the next wavy thing as well with the ICE.
Well, that definitely answers the question of have you put any thought into organising the tunes, because you've given us a sick rundown there. Man. But that's the thing, you find like you want it to flow, and like I said with an EP, there might be a track that's a little bit like down tempo, or the message is, you really want the message to stand out in that track, so you might not want to put it as a single, because it's maybe not the flavour you've been putting out. So this is why EPs, albums, mixtapes, the whole lot, like, they're really positive, man. But there's what I found about you, and I've listened through to the project a few times now, is that there's such a good energy around you in the tracks, and like that kind of Afro wave, Afro trap, wavy kind of style, like, it's hot. We all know it's hot, but to make tracks that still sound fresh and good is a challenge, because that sound's been around a little while now, but I feel like you really execute it really well, man. Have you how have you found the reception as a whole to My Oh My?
No, it was good still, because on the first day as well when it came out, I've obviously promoted it on my Snapchat, Instagram and everything, and then obviously it's crazy because obviously EPs come out at like 12 a.m. in the night, so obviously the next day is like when it comes out, and that's 12 a.m. So at 12:30, obviously when people fully listen to it, like people are shouting out, loads of people are shouting out at 12, but at like 12:30 when people have like finished listening to the EP, all of my supporters and are on Snapchat sending me big paragraphs, yo, this tune touched me, this tune is sick, this tune, you get me, they love the EP, and it's all on my Instagram on the highlights of like how many people were feeling it, and that, so it's been good still, like, to just, after all the hard work and that, and it comes out and people actually liking it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely, man. And like, it's a very difficult question to answer, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Are you able to pick a track that is your favourite?
Maybe. You know what? That's kind of hard, because you know what? It's different, with different vibes. So there's like a real life relating to, you can go to change, because a lot of people, everybody can relate to fake friends and people, you get me? So when you listen to that, you're going to feel the vibe. But if you want to come with more of a party vibe, like Wine and Bubble, the raw, you get me, the one where it gets like that. There's a lot of tunes, I can't really narrow it down to one, just to listen to it and see what your flavour is, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, I can't really narrow it down to one tune. Yeah, definitely.
It's always an impossible question to answer, but I always ask, man. I always want to find out. There might be that one track that just means something that extra little bit special. But you mentioned there about like when you've been promoting the tracks, about your online presence. You mentioned the Snapchat, you've mentioned the Instagram, and Instagram numbers are really flying for you, which is wicked. So I want to ask you, what do I need to do in order to make good TikToks? Because you're the guy. I've seen it. I've seen you share it on your Insta, and I'm like, oh, it's effortless, man. You're just killing it out there.
Yeah. Nah, you know what it is. I joke, like, I've seen my sister obviously the TikTok app, and I'm just looking at her like, what's that? Like, it's stupid. Like, she's doing silly dances, and I'm thinking, what's all of that? And then obviously, so I've downloaded the app. I was just looking through the app, scrolling through, and then people say, you're on TikTok now, you're on TikTok. So I was like, and I've done a 1-2 video, and then it started getting loads of views, like 200,000 views on one video, and they started getting a lot of views, and so I'm thinking, I'm going to serious with a few more, and I've done them, put them on my Instagram, and people are just thinking they're hilarious. But obviously, TikTok's not even my thing. I ain't done it for like a few weeks now, but I might jump back on there because people are saying it's funny, and I don't stop, you know what I mean?
Well, that's it, man. It's. I'll be honest. I'm on TikTok, but I never really use it because, you know.
Yeah. Like, I'm a TikTok guy. I just made it as a joke, man, but yeah.
Like I said, man, I'm a DJ. I'm a producer. I'm a radio guy. You're not going to see me like dancing in the video. Like that is awful. I can't do that.
Yeah. Nah. It's funny videos. Like, I would never do that. I can't dance. I'm stiff, man. I'm stiff.
Well, listen, thank you so much for joining us here at Pyro Radio today. Before you go, could you please pick one track, any track from My Oh My, and introduce it, and we'll play it right now.
I'm going to go with track number... I'm going to go with Girl from Niger with me and Romsey from London. That's probably track number 3. So yeah, wavy track still.